Here.
Assalamu alaikum.
Hello,
Are
how
you
you
really
doing?
on?
I mean, yeah, take
How are you, Brother Mark? Oh, there we go. There are the people. Look at me. Look at me. Look at this.
Oh, oh, oh. He wants his mask on. He don't want to talk to me.
You don't want to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
How are you guys doing?
Good.
Good. Can't complain. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm doing well. Is it okay to do this live on Facebook as well?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Yeah, that's good. Alhamdulillah. Hold on. I think it's preparing it right now.
Let me prepare my oil.
There we go.
I don't want to kill him.
There we go. Alhamdulillah. Okay. All right. Yeah, I think this is gonna work. Facebook Live lags a little bit. It's not as quick, but should work, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was trying to join on my phone, and you already did on your computer. Is it too fast?
No, I just clicked 2 links. I just got a password.
Too fast, like.
Mm.
Well, I gotta see your face, man. I'll cover up.
I know. Are you guys socially distancing each other from yourselves?
Fine.
Yeah, he wants to stay away from me.
That makes sense. Yeah, that's not a bad thing.
Yeah. At this moment, yeah, in the stage of the world we're in, it's not. It was a couple months ago.
He's like, stay away.
I got it. Oh yeah, the oil is, yeah, mashallah. Heavy oils, Jabir, as usual, huh?
Yeah, you know, that's the way to go, man.
Mark would like me because I'm on the lighter side.
Oh yeah, so we always
Mm-hmm.
we always have this thing because he always, all his oils that he used for like personal use is like lighter, smooth smell. For me, I have this always rough.
Oh,
Yeah.
Rough.
Just like the characters, you know, the characters are different too. Rough, smooth.
Mm.
Oh my gosh. Why?
Wow.
Miss you, bro.
So I'm able to see you finally. It's not just like a picture on Instagram with both of you on it.
It's alive.
It's live, brother. All right. So you got some of my questions. We don't have to keep on it. Obviously, we can do whatever we want to do.
Okay.
You guys can tell me a little bit about yourself. Just keep it to the PG details, by the way. Don't go any further. Jabir, especially you.
I'll let Mark start.
All right.
Oh, he's the main guy.
Well, you have to tell about yourself. Plus, we have to talk about obviously VilleSide as well.
Oh, that's good.
They're both. Yeah, you got to.
You want to go first?
Sure. I'll start. You have any? So you want me to tell? Okay.
Just talk about yourself personally, and then we want to circle back to VilleSide as well.
Gotcha. So I mean, I'm born in Haiti. Let's start with. Well, no. I'm from Haiti.
Okay.
But I was born here. My mom and dad is from Haiti, so I'm Haitian.
Okay.
I live in Boston, born and raised in Boston, and I came here to VilleSide Customs to get some shirts done.
Okay.
And that's how I ended up meeting Jabir. And from there, I became part of VilleSide Customs. It's been like 2 years now.
Wow.
And that's my story overall. I went to South Boston High School, got a degree at, UMass Boston, and that's it, really.
Okay, got it. So did you guys know each other before you walked into the shop?
No, I didn't know him.
Really?
Yeah, a friend of mine referred me to him. Actually came with me, and I got the stuff done.
He was always talking about you too. Like, you know, he's like, I got this guy. He's been doing this clothing line for 10 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you got to meet him. And I was like, okay,
yeah,
bring him in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so you were doing clothing lines too?
Yeah, I was doing clothes. Yeah, I did clothes in Boston.
Oh.
So the brand's called PAP Clothing. We sell it in the store here too.
Oh, wow. Okay. And that was your own designer stuff that you did yourself.
Yeah, that's what I did, and I still do it partially in Boston right now. So yeah, it's called
Spec-
Pretty Authentic People.
Specifically, any part of Boston that you do it in?
No, no specific part. I mean, just
You cover the whole Boston.
yeah, the whole area of Boston overall. Because I mean, I have friends in different locations, from Hyde Park to Mattapan to Quincy, so it varies. So
Oh, nice. Nice. That's
yeah,
good. Good enough.
but that's pretty much the runaround. I mean, now we're doing VilleSide Customs full time, and this is our baby.
One way, right.
Mhm.
That's true.
Mhm.
All right, Jabir, what about you? Who are you?
Whoa, who am I?
Who am I?
Whoa,
Are you on the path to discovery yet, or still not there?
my name is Jabir.
Okay.
And I am from Somerville, Massachusetts. I was born in Cambridge, and I was raised in the Mystic Projects, which is about 10 minutes away from the store now.
Okay.
I went to Somerville High School I went to St. Anthony's School actually from kindergarten to 8th grade.
Okay.
And then from there, I went to Somerville High School from freshman year to senior year. You know, I went to college for a few semesters. I didn't finish, but the opportunity came for me to start my own business. So that kind of stopped my education, at least, and then I just pursued doing the business. At the time, it was full retail. So we're just doing all retail items, you know, whether it's like t-shirts or custom, not t-shirts, hats, sneakers, things like that. And
Yeah.
then it changed into, slowly but surely, we started evolving as a business. So
Yeah.
we started implementing VilleSide. And I always had a thought in mind of how to connect myself with the community. So I created a brand called VilleSide. Actually, sorry, the backstory of at least VilleSide, it really came from my brother.
Okay.
That, he passed away in 2007, and he always had a vision of a business, establishing a business that could give back to his community. You know, uplift your people. You know what I mean? And people, not saying color. For me, I look at people as just in general. You know,
Yeah.
just uplifting your people, putting your people in power or position of authority. That's what it is. You know,
Right.
and so he always had that vision, and I just always remember that. You know, that's why he came up with VilleSide, just the name, and then
Okay.
I took VilleSide, the name, and turned it into an actual brand. You know what I mean? So now it was VilleSide Clothing then it evolved to VilleSide Customs, where we just do custom apparel, where we do custom apparel and signs. So I mean, the business overall evolved over a span of 8 years.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, it's just been changing.
So was it your brother's idea to have like a shop as well to do with clothing, or it was just he thought something he needs to connect, whether it's any business that would need to connect to the community?
It was any business.
Okay.
It was an actual physical location, but I kind of took it that way because I knew that he wanted to do something, and I was like, how can I utilize that you know, that dream of his, and then just turn it into something that a little bit, you know, a little bit bigger, and capture just a different type of audience. You know what I mean? So it wasn't about a physical location for him. It was more just of a dream that he had. You know what I mean?
So do you think you've accomplished that? Like you're connecting to people in that way that he envisioned, or now it's your vision, right? You're living that vision at this point.
Yeah. So I feel like I've been able to communicate or be in contact with a lot of people. You know what I mean? So like I've met Marc through VilleSide Customs. You know, I don't think if I was doing the full retail, I don't think I would have ever met Marc. You know what I mean? So that's just how I look at things, just how life works in general.
Yeah.
So I was doing custom apparel, and I was like, I met Marc, and I pitched to Marc, you know, there's a great opportunity here. You know, let's do it. I'll give you the rundown. I'll let you know how I operate, and obviously, then their systems weren't really in place. There was a process, but the system and the product was there, but the system wasn't in place. So Marc was able to bring in a system to kind of just say, okay, Jabir, why do you do it like this? Why don't you look at it this way? You know what I mean? And he was able to improve the business tremendously.
Got it. Oh, that's great. Yeah. So process-wise, as well as like design or everything.
He brought
a fresh. It's like it looks like a fresh set of eyes for you Jabir.
Yes, and he brought on the design concept. He brought on marketing. Was a big thing. He brought on just a different perspective of just how to do business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you can speak on it.
Yeah. So when I first came on, like I said, he had his goals, and I just like implemented certain opinions that made sense, and it was like asked him what does he think, and the transition definitely took a full 360 because it was the aspect of it was half retail, half custom, and then we turned it to custom, but then we targeted consumers and corporate companies, small businesses. So every month we go have reviews and try to review what we could do better or what we could change.
Wow.
So even with moments like this, it's like we still are focused and we're communicating with each other, whether it's via at home on a text message or like via FaceTime. We're making sure we're communicating to each other and figuring out how we could help the customers. So the change definitely took place gradually. We didn't rush anything, and we didn't go do the extreme, and we still have room to grow. So that's our goal, monthly, weekly, yearly, So
yeah,
how I take it.
How does it seems like it's such a community organization. I think that was the goal to start with. And now you've grown into connecting with small businesses, looks like in the area, perhaps, and even outside of Somerville. What about your day-to-day customers? How much do you get, like how much are your ideas or your products influenced by them coming in and say, hey, this seems like something you guys should do?
You could bring that up because even, go ahead.
Yeah, so sometimes we don't have like the direct time to do designing per se, because the way I brought in the business, I was like, okay, I need the customer to have the design already made and polished for the most part. And then if there is some things like, because I wasn't a designer, I would never say I'm a designer, but I understand designing.
Yes.
And, I understand if you give me like a skeleton, I could add some, pieces to the puzzle and I could just tighten it up. So most of the time the designs were already made and then we just moved on to production. You know what I mean? And sometimes, yes, certain designs or ideas are influenced from other, like, we probably did a job for this person and it just influenced a design concept. You know what I mean? So that definitely, I feel like that happens a lot.
Yeah, that definitely happens. Sometimes we make designs and the thing is, like I said, content. So every time we make something, we post it. So someone will see it and they'll come up with an idea and be like, hey, let's use birthday shirts, for example. And they'll be like, oh, you guys make birthday shirts? And then they'll be like, can I make one for my daughter's birthday this upcoming month? Or gender reveal shirts, like, oh, I have this idea. So, one is just the customers finding us, but two, it's like when we keep showing them what we could do and every customer allows us to bring their idea to life. And once we bring it to life, it's like other people get to see it and be like, that's cool. And then they're like, okay, how do we become part of this lifestyle in this community?
How do you display? It's like somebody brings you like a GIF file or a JPEG or something or PNG and sends it to you, and then you guys try to put it on something. Do you do like a trial run for people as well?
Ask that question again. As a trial run.
So when people send you the design, do they just send it to you by like an email or something or the other? And do you like do like a small print? Like if, for example, if somebody's doing like 30 t-shirts, you like do like one t-shirt and show it to them, or do you show them like more on a screen type of thing and say this is how it's done?
Yeah, so we produce mocks. That's what we call it. So we produce mocks for them.
Okay.
And then if they want a sample, that would be upon request. We would make a sample, but usually we just most the customers, if they want to do 30 shirts, they'll come in and place an order for 30 shirts. Versus if they want to do a sample piece, they'll request a sample piece, and then we'll just charge them the price of a sample piece. And then from there, if they want to move forward with other orders, we could either implement that item part of the order price, or they have a sample piece. So it depends.
Okay, got it.
That's the route we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's that going? Yeah, I mean, real estate slowed down a little bit, but we're still working around it, you know. And like restaurants are working around it by doing delivery or takeout, and I know other small businesses, they might have lost heart, and they might have said, you know, you sort of furlough yourself sometimes and say, listen, this is just not the right time, although the opportunity is there.
Yeah, so like I'll say majority, well, not majority, but a big portion of our like clientele are restaurants. So it's like,
wow, okay.
yeah, so what I've done home orders and the quarantine, I started just reaching out to the different business owners because I have a really good relationship with them.
Oh,
And I was really just reaching out to them just to give them a call.
Yeah.
Just give them a call, you know, to check on how they're doing, you know, what is their plan, how they're trying to reinvent themselves.
Yeah.
Because like right now, I was just pushing that because I know even within myself and my business, like we had to reinvent ourselves. We had to push people towards our online website more. Yeah. And we had to, okay, give the option of delivery, local pickups, you know what I mean? So we definitely had to change and adjust. So I was just giving them more of some motivation, you know, some to try to be optimistic of the situation and try to make the best of just what's going on, given that we don't, it's an unknown kind of enemy that we don't know, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, quarantine, I think it's taking a toll on everybody differently. So it's kind of one of those things. There's people who is isolating themselves. There's people who are practicing social distancing. There's people who are legit staying at home and not going out.
Yeah.
And then at some point, there's obviously the businesses that are closed because we're forced to be closed for safety reasons, which is 100% correct. Yeah. So I think it's one of those things we're kind of in between, and we're kind of lucky that we're able to function without having to have a customer come in. We still have to like find loopholes or whatever to take care of the customer. So whether it's like we leave a package, like we deliver it, or we leave a package at their door. So it's like things we weren't doing, we're improvising. It's not loophole, we're improvising. Yeah. Providing services or extra services, but just having the opportunity for that is grateful. As for like the businesses that we used to work with, it definitely is one of those things that soon what we're doing is like trying to build a platform to where as soon as those businesses come back, maybe our platform will give them the ability to generate revenue because of the following we built, you know what I mean? So if we have a nice sizable following and we say go eat here at this restaurant, people will go because they respect what we say and everything. So that's what we're working on building. And I mean, the quarantine, we don't know. We're just playing it by ear. So every day we're just staying positive and doing what we need to. I think it's one of those things, just patience is what the biggest thing is right now. Patience and planning, like not planning for like the future, but planning for the next couple months, you know what I mean? How are you gonna improvise? Like right now, like we're using our website way more, or we're promoting the website. We're adding items on the website. We're making it a goal to do that. We're doing sponsor opportunities and stuff like that. So, I mean, cross promotion, all these things are gonna have its value. The thing is, you get to learn from it, and then once the time comes after this is over, we just need to potentially still implement it or make the changes where needed, because it's like nothing we should have always potentially been doing some of the things that we're doing now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
That's all.
Ads, I do a lot of those now. I have Facebook Pixel set up on my website, so that really helps. I can retarget my ads. And Facebook called me up. I've had 2 meetings with Facebook, just their reps, on how to be able to make my website better. And it's all free. And they're just telling me how to be able to retarget ads. And Facebook ads is probably, I get a click for 50 cents. I'm able to get people directed to my website who didn't know about it.
Wow.
So that's something that you should really double down on. It's not very expensive. Even Google ads are not really expensive. I think I spent $35 and have 40,000 impressions to my website, my banner. So that's really good, because everybody's pulling out. That's when you should pull in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I do a lot of paid promotions on Instagram as well as Facebook. So if you ever need help setting that up, I could do that for you. That's really easy.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely something that we've been looking into. It's
Yeah.
like we just, Mark and I, we wear so many hats.
That's right.
So now we finally been able to consolidate all those hats.
Yeah.
And then just to know, okay, Mark, you're in charge of this and that, and then I'm in charge of this and that. Let's just do that. If we fall short, let's hold each other accountable for that, and and just kind of motivate each other to keep going. You know what I mean?
Basically.
So yeah, so it's crazy, definitely crazy.
What's your future plan, like 5-10 years out? Where are you looking at VilleSide going? I know you're saying you're actually, I mean, much better than a lot of businesses. You're actually doing a monthly toll on what you're going to be doing in the future, or how you're doing. So I'm sure you have some sort of plans for the future.
Yeah. Mark, you can shoot.
Yeah. So we don't have nothing concrete. What we have is like ideas.
Okay.
But the thing is, the type of business we're in, it could go so many ways. We could do great by doing online sales. We could go open new locations at different areas. We could expand and get more warehouses. So there's so many routes that we're undecided about where we want to go. That we don't have a full concrete, like, oh, this is the final answer. But also it's 2 different individuals. So we got to make sure that it's right for us in the long run. So it's like, do we want to open another location at this location? Do we want to hire people in this location and have it being ran like for mobily? Like, so there's a lot of small things that we're debating.
Yeah.
Right now we're targeting all the small stuff to the point where maybe we should still have a 5 to 10 year plan thoroughly, but it's all just questions everywhere. So it's like I said, we don't know if we want to open another location in Boston. So that might be something. Or do we want to keep the community aspect behind it, but have our online platform generating sales and revenue and customers that way? So it's like, oh, we're always going to be at the heart of our location, but we still get orders from New York, Boston, wherever the locations are. So it's all questions that we got to sit and evaluate. Where our 5 to 10 years is, to tell you we have an actual answer, we would be lying.
Yeah.
Every day we decide something new that we want to do that potentially could bring us more revenue or build the business and make it more bigger. Because like you said, you didn't know that we did all these services.
Yeah.
We do all these services and more. So we potentially are like, okay, let's promote this more. Let's promote that more. Because people might know we do stickers, but they don't know we do stickers in different styles. So it all depends, you know? So all these things are things that we want to touch in a small aspect. So for the 5 to 10 years, I mean, I can speak for me. I mean, I guess it is the business overall.
Yeah.
But I don't have a concrete answer. Now, he might have something where he knows, like, I definitely know 5 years I want to open 6 VilleSides. Then he might say that. And I'm like, I'm with it.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
For me to say I know where we are in 5 years, I would be lying.
Yeah. It's a very hard to predict 5 years down.
Yeah.
But I think it's really interesting with business that if you write it down, if you you talk about it, and then you sort of narrow down to a certain thing. You say, these 5 things I definitely want to do, and these 5 things I really don't want to do. Want to bring somebody in? Yeah.
No, some old man is trying to get a dollar
He's
from
trying
us.
to harass us. Dominic!
It's our neighbor, but
He's trying to harass us.
come here to bother us because everything's semi-slow. So
Yeah.
I guess he's gonna go open it.
Got it.
Yeah.
I read this. I don't know if I have it actually.
Meeting.
I have this book that I read by Seth Godin called "This Is Marketing." This was very recent. I think last year he published it. This is marketing, and you know what it talked about was really. I think my business is maybe not as close to that model. But that book, This is Marketing by Seth Godin, I think.
Okay, yeah, I know who he is. The old guy with the bald head.
With the funny glasses. Yeah, he wears like purple glasses all the time. Yeah. So he talked about, I'll just give you a synopsis, but he was talking about the fact that a business has to, first of all, know what it is. Like you have to identify who you are, you know. And you have to sort of narrow down who you are. His idea was that there's so much stuff going on. People are being marketed to like crazy. So when you grab, like he said, this is the tablecloth of, for example, in your case, all the clothing and possibility of any clothing print type of business that there is. And you know, you're really good at this corner right here. What he basically said was, you keep working on that corner and establishing yourself as the person who's the go-to person. You're not here, you're not in the other spots, but here you are right at this spot. And when you become the person who's the go-to person for this, then you expand. You know, then you go forward. And so, I mean, that's just a gist of it, but the book was really interesting in how it talked about being like the master of what you do in one spot and then keep moving out. And I remember once GE, I was doing an interview with GE. I never took that job. I don't think they even gave me the offer for the job. But the interesting thing I remember from that interview was they said, when we start a new business, we put like 3 people in the business and then we give them a certain budget. And when they're at a breaking point, they cannot do this stuff anymore. Like they're like done, you know, they're getting all the revenue that they expected, but their tasks are like, everybody's doing like 2 people's work. Then we add 1 more person into that mix to expand it. So he said, we don't put any money in until we know that we've already made the money for that next person to come in or the next, you know, thing to happen.
Interesting point. That's actually an interesting point because so basically you're telling me that me and him are here and we're working until we are able to put that person, until we have the funds, we're not supposed to put them in, even if we feel like we need them.
That's what GE seemed to be doing, and they're successful. They said that's how they started GE Finance, which is a behemoth right now. You know, you started by like 3-4 people, but you know, everybody's got their own different ideas. But yeah, it makes sense, right? For especially small businesses, it's hard if you put the money out there and you're like, man, you know, is this going to work out? So you take out the it's going to work out piece out of it when you say we've already got this financed.
So you already have the backup to basically pay the person.
Right. Yeah, you know, that makes sense. Is this guy still bothering you?
What's the name of the book again?
It's called "This Is Marketing." It's got a bright orange, cover.
I'll give it a look. I mean, I watch him on YouTube, Seth Rogen talk. So I never heard of him. Yeah, there's a lot of those type of guys. Yeah, but that's a good point.
Seth Godin, though, you cannot listen. He has a podcast. If you want to go to sleep, listen to that podcast because he's just like so monotone. It's just very hard. You got to read the book because when you listen to him, you're like, oh my God. And I'll wake up and be like, where is he now?
on YouTube, that he was just monotone. Like, I'm like, wow.
Yeah, it could be Gary Vee. I don't know.
It wasn't Gary
Vee. Gary Vee, everybody knows Gary Vee. But Seth Godin, Gary Vee, those are the big guys, right? And they sort of send out all these ideas to all these other organizations.
Yeah.
Okay. What are the questions, man? This is just a free flow, so I don't even remember what I asked.
You don't have questions.
No, I have them right here.
No, you got them right here? Okay. Let's see.
Right here.
You can say hi if you want to.
You want to come say hi? So you asked what's our 10-year plan?
We did
What
that.
are the day-to-day
Yeah.
challenges. What's your operating philosophy?
Yeah.
And did the mayor get his T-shirt yet?
Yeah, that was from that Instagram thing. He asked you for the T-shirt, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. You're saying on one of the posts. Yeah, he got.
Yeah.
You know what? He got a hat. He got from that. He got a few things. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He got some T-shirts, hats. You know, the funny thing about the mayor of Somerville, I played football for him. He was my assistant coach in high school.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I remember we're doing the picket stands for him, and we helped him. You know, we helped him pretty much get in office 2004.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was like it's crazy.
He's been in the office since 2004?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's long. How do you like his leadership?
I feel like he has his way as far as very stern, straight to the point.
Yeah.
And I just remember him even when I was playing football, and he would see me trying to like slack off a little bit on my blocks or something. He's like, "Get your," very explicitly, but he said, "Get your butt over there. You better knock this dude on his butt or else." So he was very straight. He's a straight shooter, I would say.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's my opinion.
Alhamdulillah. Yeah. I think we covered everything, right? On that on the questionnaire. Do you want to add anything else that you'd like to talk about?
I mean, so you do real estate?
I do, yes.
Yeah. I think of a real estate question. I mean, okay, so how do you compare real estate to real estate marketing to a t-shirt marketing? I guess you have a round understanding of what our business is.
Yeah.
What would be some good marketing advice you would give us? Because I know with real estate, it's interaction with customers, door-to-door service, basically from beginning to end, because you basically walk them through the whole process from going to the websites, MLS, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So what's the best marketing advice for a small t-shirt business?
I think if I would double down on Facebook ads, what I would do is I'd start giving freebies out, because you guys have so much stuff, like t-shirts and other things, and get your free t-shirt. I would make it something connected to a promotion of some sort, and getting people into the idea of connecting with you online, because most of the people who know, I think you're established, like in your neighborhood, everybody who needs to know you knows you already. So if you wanted to expand outside of that, I would run ads in all of Boston through Facebook, and I would drive them to your website, and in your website you could have them sign up, where there's an option to sign up for emails, and then you'd have to do like a newsletter every week. I would say every week to give a newsletter which talks about Somerville and what's going on in Somerville and how you're connecting to things. Like I think you did a thing about a coffee shop, Jabir, I remember, because I love coffee.
Yeah.
So that sort of thing in a newsletter of like 7 or 8 things which are like, hey, this is there's a good video here. I'll send you my newsletter. I'll email you my newsletter that I sent out. But something that's very, very like everybody in Somerville or everybody in the greater Boston area should be connecting to, even like COVID-19 sort of things, what's going on is as far as resources. So you become more part of the community that way, and people are connecting. People connect with businesses like that. I would also say that you want to do a lifestyle video of you guys, like talking about the backstory of VilleSide, like what you talked about your brother, Marc, you coming in through that, a lifestyle video like that which plays automatically when people go in. People connect emotionally to you, then they connect to the product, because it's all about like, that's the whole vision, but you're putting that vision on the internet at that point and getting a wider audience to buy in. I mean, I go out of my way to 25 minutes to Providence to go get my coffee beans,
Really? Because of the story.
Because of the story.
Yeah, because of the story. And the fact that they give good service. It's the same guy who stands over there, and now he just stands by the door and gives it. I order it, he gives me the coffee. I know the beans, I know the people, and I trust them. That's why I go there. I don't go to any other coffee shop.
That is so crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I seen that. I was like, whoa. This guy, he got some coffee
Okay.
beans, man.
Yeah. I think who did that for me? I think D'Angelo's, they used to have a lobster roll. And
Okay.
they did it for me. But they would give me like loyalty cards or points or something. And when my points add up, I get a free lobster. And I really was in love with lobster at one point. Not as much because it's
Yeah.
expensive and I chose not to buy it no more.
Yeah.
But I used to buy it. It was like $17. I don't know what was going on. That's a high price. But I was spending 17 on a lobster roll. I was young. I was in school.
That's why they give it to you for free.
So then they're giving me one for free.
It's like, you
after.
loyal.
But yeah, the incentive and yeah. Okay, so that's good ideas, good points.
Yeah.
You gave us like 5-6 points right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's a dangerous guy, man. Yeah. We're gonna talk. I'll talk to you about him.
Reel him in.
He goes.
Yeah.
The thing about Fawad, he can analyze a situation and then give you, just an overall summary of that.
Mm-hmm,
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then just I've watched him.
Yeah.
He can do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you think with Facebook marketing, you think
Yeah.
we should just take that on our own? We shouldn't like hire someone to do stuff.
No, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. What we could do is I could set up a Zoom call where we'd go. I'll do a screen share with you.
Mm-hmm,
You should get a Facebook business page. Definitely, you need to have that, right?
Yeah.
And then what we'll do is I'll go and show you different ads that you can set up.
Okay.
They're very simple. And I'll tell you the lowest amount of money that you can spend on an ad. I'll show you how to do it, and then that way you can, you just have to have a plan. So you guys need to figure out what your plan is. Are you trying to give stuff away? Are you trying to do a newsletter or a video? Everybody's doing video. Video is really important right now. Your Instagram should be full of video. You know what I mean?
Videos.
And you guys do you usually have it in your stories, but a lifestyle video explaining the story behind that's like
that's gold
right there.
Yeah. It's authentic. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's authentic.
I think I should do that.
Yeah, it's authentic.
Yeah. Get a videographer, or just do it with your phone. But I think you need to bring the pieces together and then have somebody do the editing for you. Or hire.
He edits too.
Oh yeah, you can do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get a videographer too. I mean, if you've got a videographer with a really good camera and stuff, and then you can explain the ideas to them, it's worth it to pay $200 to $300 sometimes for something like that.
Yeah.
Forever.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Because they're gonna give you the content that you need.
Yeah.
You know
The footage.
The footage, I mean.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Do you have any questions?
You have any questions for me, Jabir? Should I come look you up, see how you're doing?
You should look me up and see how I'm doing. I don't think so. I don't think I have any questions. Do I?
I have a question since you don't got a question.
Yeah.
Are you fasting too?
I am, yeah. I'm fasting.
You are? How's that going?
The first 2 days were tough. By around 6 o'clock, I started getting this coffee headache. And I found out that this is the part of my brain that needs coffee because that's where the pain started.
Oh, man.
But by 7:30, it was done. And after that, the third day was good. The fourth day was good. So I'm good. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I actually got off of the week before I started reducing the amount of coffee I would have in the morning because the morning coffee just drives me to the bathroom the whole morning long, like every hour. And then I got out of that. So now I don't need coffee in the morning, but the evening one is now off of after the fasting period, which is good for me.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same here. I think the first and the second day hit me really hard.
Yeah.
It was just, because it's just an overall adjustment, obviously.
Yes.
You're so used to eating during the day. And like you said, you have your coffee in the morning and you have your one later in the evening. Similar to my kind of routine as well. So it was just like, man, I just got to cut down, you know what I mean? And I told myself I don't need coffee now. So,
you'll be back on it right after, man.
Right? So right now I don't need it, so it's just a good feeling, honestly.
All right. Okay, good. So inshallah, we'll connect up again. I'll hopefully we can do some Facebook stuff later on. I'll
Yeah.
show you how to do it. It's really easy.
Definitely.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you could get us access to this video, we'll put it on our YouTube too. That'd be
Oh,
kind of cool.
definitely. Oh, yeah. This is all recorded. I'm going to send you the link and everything.
Yeah.
Do you want to edit it yourself? I can do editing and send it to you, or you might want to do other stuff with it yourself too.
I'll probably do other stuff to it too, because I could I have my idea of how to promote you and stuff in my way. It might be cool, you know.
I would say take the raw footage, and then also take the footage that he.
Yeah, both of them.
edits.
Yeah,
Both of them. Okay,
send both of them. Yeah, both of them.
I'll do that. I'll do that, inshallah. Thank you so much for your time.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right.
Connect up soon. This is the closest we can get right now. That's it.
Hug.
After this is over, I'm gonna come see both of you. Hugs.
Let's do it.
All right, man.
We'll see you.
See you soon. Take care.
All right, have a good one.
Bye.